Hey YouTubers, welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be looking at another Fujiya product. This is from their Weiss lineup. I think it's Weiss, Wise, or Weiss, W-I-S-E. But these are super ball Allens, and they're made in Japan. So we'll go over the specs, features, pricing, and all of that good information. If there's anything that I forget to mention that you guys would like to know, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer it to the best of my ability. But if you guys enjoy this content, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Also, keep in mind this product will be linked down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. I'll have a couple different options because they do have quite a lineup. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here we're looking at the Weiss Super Ball Allens from Fujiya. Fujiya has they're the main company, and they have a huge lineup of like pliers and cutters and things, cutting pliers. And then the Weiss is like their Allen key brand, and then they also have Victor, which is like their larger like hose cutters and things like that. But here we have the Weiss Super Ball Allens, and the part number on this is going to be Whiskey Bravo Papa -2900 Lima Lima. It doesn't have the part number for the whole set on here, but each Allen key does have its own serial number or part number. They do state the brand, the size, and made in Japan, and then each one is also color coded, which is really nice. And then it comes in this holder. This is a 9-piece set, and this is metric. I don't believe they actually make any sets in SAE, so that is something to be aware of. As you can tell, these ball Allens are a little bit longer than your normal Allen keys. So here I have a set from Matco, and you can see just the size difference or the length difference in this set compared to your standard length Allen keys. These are also going to feature the double ball end, so each Allen key has a ball end on each side. They are going to be able to achieve different angles. So at the top here, on the short end, you can see it has a flat in its design, and then the bottom has a much smaller flat and a slightly different design. The top portion is going to be able to achieve a 20-degree angle, where the bottom ball is going to be able to achieve a 32-degree working angle. So you can really get into some awkward areas and get to those Allen fasteners. So kind of a cool feature, not necessary for everything, but I do like to have ball Allens around. And I will state that Allen keys are not my go-to when it comes to Allen fasteners. I actually like to work primarily with bit sockets whenever possible, especially if I can have it on an impact driver or anything like that. It makes the job a lot faster. Next up would be like a bit driver. That's still quite fast, but sometimes with these you can't get into certain locations. And truthfully, T-handles, I don't really personally use T-handles. I don't care for them. I had a couple Matco sets that just took up a lot of space in my toolbox for a tool that I didn't really ever use. So then I decided to pick this up, which if you guys want a full review on this, I can do so. But this is the old Craftsman one. Anytime I'm doing like valve cover bolts, because mine are all Allen heads, some intake manifolds and things like that, I like this T-handle because you can still, put a universal joint on here if you got to work at awkward angles, but you basically have this adjustable sleeve here that rotates on the tool, and you can work pretty fast with that. And then you can put the bit socket on the end here or up here if you need more leverage. So kind of a pretty cool tool, and it doesn't take up nearly the amount of space as a standard T-handle set would. And then the time I do use Allen keys most often is when I'm working in an area with multiple different Allen fastener sizes. Like if I were to tear down my Phytech, it has multiple different Allen fasteners on it. So it would be easier for me to simply just grab this set and set it in the engine bay rather than have an entire rail or 6 different bit sockets laying around. So something like that, or when I'm working on like my battery terminals, because the battery terminals that I use have multiple different Allen fasteners on it. So that's when I'm using a set like this. Other than that, it's primarily for awkward angle situations. Other than the ball Allens being different or being able to achieve different angles, you will see on this set, we'll pull out the 10mm from both sets. Not only can you see the length difference, but you can see that the top portion of the ball Allen set is much shorter. So this allows you to get into a lot tighter places, and being able to use that ball Allen, you can get in at weird angles and tight spaces, and you can get a lot of leverage with the length on this set. The downside being if you're using the long end, trying to get to something and get torque on it, this is much shorter than your standard Allen key. So you can't get a whole lot of torque with this end. Well, besides this set, I'll have a few different sets linked down below. A lot of these sets actually come with a leverage tool. It's primarily for the larger ones. So it's basically a tool that slides over the top here, and I'll post a picture so you guys can see. And that allows you to get leverage from either end of the tool. So pretty neat little feature there. I'll also say, like, just the way these Allens are made, like this is just cut hex. Not necessarily, you know, the cleanest finish, but it's not that I've had any issues with these. But when it comes to Allen keys, these are my go-to, at least when I'm working with metric fasteners. This set is going to include 1.5 to 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10. So it is going to include the same sizes that you would find in some of your other standard Allen key sets, or your other metric Allen key sets. I shouldn't say standard design. But overall, I really enjoy this set because of its length and the angles that you can achieve. Now, one thing to be aware of is, I'm not sure if they necessarily sell this set. I've found one similar to it, but instead of using the double stack holder, you actually have one stack and it's just wider. I think it's the same set, but I couldn't find this exact set anymore. So I'll have that one linked down below. I believe it's the same, just in a different holder. And then they have some that are just standard ends at the top, and then ball Allens at the end, and then the ones that come with and without the leverage attachment. But one thing to be aware of is the 1.5 and 2 are not going to feature a ball end on the top end, but they will have it on the bottom end. And I think that's just due to the fact of how much leverage you can get with this small 1.5 and 2 millimeter. And if you put a ball end on that small fastener and you're able to use that much leverage, you're just going to clean snap that ball end off with very little effort whatsoever. That is why I believe those do not include a ball Allen at the top. But I've had these for probably a year and a half. It's more of a brushed finish instead of like a chrome, or instead of just a plain like black oxide finish. It is very nice quality, very clean finish, and so far they've been extremely durable. I don't know if I've necessarily used the 1.5 and 2, but I know I've used a lot of them, and they've held up just fine. But anytime you're using a ball Allen anything, even if it's a bit socket or anything like that, you always need to be aware of how much torque you're applying to the tools, because the ball Allen is going to create a weak point in the tool. It's very common for bit sockets to break because of how much torque you can apply to them with a ratchet. So just be mindful when you're using ball Allens. But so far, any fastener that I've used these on, the fitment has been great. The angles have been great. You can achieve quite a bit of angle with these. So like a lot of things around my garage use Allen fasteners. When I was putting together my computer setup, my desk setup, it included a lot of Allens. And working in awkward angles like this, I like how you have angle, and instead of just running into that, if you needed the leverage, you can use this tool. Plus you got the ball angle to get you up and over certain things. And then like this is actually an assembly. This is a spare one that I had laying around, but this is for a parking brake cable, and basically your parking brake cables slide through here, and these are your lockdown fasteners for the cable, and quick and easy. And that's another location that I used a Allen key. So overall, I've been very pleased with these. Now I will say, these are high quality Japan made tools. I think every tool that I've ever owned that's actually made in Japan has been phenomenal finish, phenomenal quality. They put a lot of time into their quality, especially at Fujiya. So I haven't been disappointed by any of their Japan-made products. And I will say something to be aware of, since they are a Japan tool company, primarily sold in Japan. You can find a decent amount of their lineup on Amazon, but sometimes, I don't know if it has to do with the shipping to the United States or what, some of their tools are priced very well. Like, you can get a set of these for, not this exact set, but you can get another set for like $20 or $30, and then like this set would sell for like $90. So it's not that the product varies so much that these are worth so much more. I don't know what happens with the price gap there. So it's very, I don't know if it has to do with the shipment over to the United States, or I don't know. I really don't know, but their pricing varies a lot on their different sets. So I'll have a few linked down below that I'll try and keep between the $30 and $50 price range. But I think one of their sets is literally like $90, which I wouldn't pay $90 for any ball Allen keys, but that's probably because it's not my primary use when it comes to Allen fasteners. So that's just something to be aware of. They are fantastic products, but don't go spending the extra money like that. I don't think any Allen keys are worth $90, but $30 to $50, I mean, $50 is already pushing it for Allen keys, at least for me. It may not be for you. It may be an everyday tool for you. So I think $50 is really pushing it. But that $30 to $40 price range for a good quality set, I think that's fair. So let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments. I'll just give you guys a quick overview of the tool, and then any ones that you've had horrible experiences with, any brands you would recommend staying away from, or which ones you really enjoy. And that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.